There's a bird in Britain's forests that most people will never see. The northern goshawk doesn't do it easy. It lives deep, flies fast, and vanishes before you quite registered what just happened. With barely 600 breeding pairs across the whole country, most hidden away in the forests of Wales, northern England and Scotland, every sighting feels like the forest let you in on a secret. That piercing red eye, that slate grey back, that absolutely unhinged speed through the trees. The goshawk is out there. Patient birders at the right woodland in the early spring, watching for that breathtaking display flight, sometimes get rewarded. The northern goshawk occurs in many parts of the northern hemisphere, mostly in North America, Europe and Asia. It is resident in this part of the world, shown here in the green, with a little bit of regional migration shown in the blue. In the UK you find it quite predominantly in Wales, but also in northern England and parts of Scotland, both in the south and the north. They inhabit forests and woodlands throughout the year, and although you hardly ever see them, you do hear them. Let's have a look at some of its attributes. It is a bird about 24 inches long. It has a relatively small wingspan of 41 inches, which is great for maneuverability. And it weighs just over a kilogram, quite light for its size. To tell the youngsters and the adults apart, there are three main features. Firstly, the adults have barring while the youngsters have droplets. Secondly, the youngsters have yellowish eyes where the adults have orangey eyes, difficult to tell. And thirdly, probably the easiest, is the adults are greyish colour whereas the youngsters are a brown colour. They have excellent eyesight, large forward-facing eyes, provide an excellent binocular vision and a depth perception for hunting. A supercilium, which is a bold white eyebrow stripe, is a key field marking, contrasting sharply with a dark crown and eyes. The bill is short and strongly hooked and laterally compressed, designed for tearing flesh. The talons are extremely long and sharp, and especially the inner and hind talons, which deliver the killer grip. The goshawk has often been a symbol of power and strength. Persian mythology features a giant bird referred to as the Shabbas, which appears on the standard of Osiris the Great and was a major symbol of strength and royalty in Persian art. Modern scholars suggest the Shabbas may have been a goshawk. Goshawk was associated with Zeus by the ancient Greeks, who used the bird to represent strength and courage. In Native American cultures, hawks like the goshawk are often seen as messengers from the spirit world. So as I've said a few times before, it's really difficult to find goshawks in the UK, so I usually go abroad. I go to this location in the south of Norway, which is magnificent, and around late January, early February, is usually covered with a blanket of snow. If you're lucky, the snow is falling. We were lucky this year. But if it isn't falling, it's at least got snow on the floor, so it really makes for some amazing photographs. We make use of two hides. Both hides have got toilet facilities as well as internal heating, so they start off a little bit cold, to be honest, but they quickly get up to heat. And we make brilliant use of these hides. They're really well made, really comfortable, and we get some amazing photographs out of them. This is easily one of the standout moments from the 2026 trip. This happened on the 11th of February this year, 2026, and we had been in the hide for a couple of days. We'd seen goshawk, we'd seen golden eagle, and we'd seen white-tailed eagle. We were quite fortunate. So what happened until this point was nothing unusual. The goshawk came down from the trees, and it started feeding on this fox which had been put out for it. Like I said, nothing unusual, but then this goshawk started displaying a little bit differently. It started looking up to the sky, and there was something clearly bothering it. So amongst us, we had a bit of a quiet chat, and we thought this guy is seeing something in the air, possibly an eagle, that's bothering it and is taking notice of it. And we had a couple of theories as to what it could be, but we couldn't see it. So we were just guessing. It turns out, and we'll see it in a second, it moves to the left quite quickly, flies away, and it does so quite flat. So what it had seen, it went towards, and I was lucky enough to flick over to stills, which is what I prefer, and I got some photos which I'll show you, and I was very happy with. Right, it was another goshawk. And what had happened was, as soon as it landed, the second goshawk, the one we were watching, took exception to it, and they went for an almighty scrap. I was lucky enough to get some nice images, also got some nice video. I flicked over the video soon afterwards, and we got some amazing footage, and we got to see something truly unusual. It's difficult to see goshawks, but to see two having a scrap was amazing. Like I said, I got some photos which I was really happy with. I probably took my favorite photo of all time, or one of them, these two goshawks having a scrap, and it was really something amazing, not only to see, but lucky enough to photograph. And if I had only seen it, I would have been happy, but I managed to photograph it, which was even more special. Once I had my full on stills, I flicked back to video and made a few more minutes of footage. It was really interesting to see how the goshawks, they stayed close to each other for quite a while, and eventually the other goshawk actually moves over to a different piece of food put out for it. But it was amazing to see how the goshawk shuns the other one from this food. It basically opens its wings as wide as it can, and it protects the food from the other goshawk. An amazing behavior to see, and we were lucky enough to get videos of it and photos, and there wasn't an unhappy smile in the hide. We were all really chuffed. It was a special thing to see, a special thing to witness, and easily one of the highlights of the trip. We had many, but this was something special. If you want to join the Eagles in the Snow workshop in 2027, the bookings are currently open, so please check out the website. The details are in the text below of this video. Come and join us in Norway. It's a magical place. I can't guarantee any eagles or any goshawks or any of the stuff you've seen, but it is a stunning place, and this kind of thing is always possible.